Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Twin Flame Daily Tarot. My name is Toni, and this is the general tarot reading for the collective for Thursday, September 10th, 2020. However, anytime you were here is exactly when you were intended to be here because time is limitless. Hello, welcome back to my returning subscribers, and hello if you are new here. I am so glad that you found me. As I said, this will be the general collective daily tarot. So this is for all signs. So if this reading does not resonate with you, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Okay, so if you see a deck of hold on, let's see what deck of cards are we working with here. If you like this deck of cards that we're going to be working with today, drop down below into the link in the description, and yeah, let's get going, shall we? All right, let's set our table, get out that sage, and let's get this table smudged. There we go. We clear, we bless, we protect this space, and I'm going to clear, bless, and protect myself and align my chakras and my energetic auric grid systems. Ooh, I love, I don't always like to use sage because it makes me cough sometimes, but I always feel so much better after I've burned my sage. So, and now I should probably put it where I'm not going to burn my own carpet. Speaking of burning things. All right, let's set the tone for this reading, shall we? Beautiful. And lastly, but not leastly, let's set our intentions for this reading by calling forth in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. We ask our angels, ancestors, guardians, guides, and spirit, please be present with us. Help us to understand and to interpret these readings as we receive them. Okay, y'all. So as I said, this is just going to be a quick daily tarot general guidance. So if you have a specific question you want an answer to, maybe if you need to think of something, hit pause now. All right, are we ready? Okay, let's do this. Angels, ancestors, guardians, guides, spirit, what messages do we have for the collective today? Let's see what we get up first. Oh, so the Page of Pentacles is showing up. That's a strong way to start. This is, today you're feeling very ambitious. Today, maybe you're feeling like, chasing after some goals. Maybe today is a really good day to get a lot of work done. All right, let's see what we got. Seven of Cups. So, hang on. There we go. Seven of Cups. So, that's about, maybe... It's interesting because when it was paired with that page of, what did y'all just get? Page of, I've forgotten already. Pentacles? Yes, Page of Pentacles. The Seven of Cups with that Page of Pentacles. When they come together, it's interesting because Seven of Cups is like, you're making choices in this point. You're like maybe daydreaming. Maybe you're searching for purpose by daydreaming. This is kind of an interesting reading just starting out on the cut. Wow, that was a terrible shuffle, however. All right, and last one, you've got Judgment. So it looks like, some of you may be spending some time looking at situations through maybe daydreaming, maybe meditation. That's a very good time to allow, time for your mind to settle and allow space for new thoughts to come down. So let's see what this is all about. Angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides. It looks like you've already got your first card on the cut. All right, we're going to start off with the Nine of Swords. Angels, ancestors, guardians, guides, spirit. What messages do we have today for the general collective? We need so few more cards than that, but we will take what you give us here. Let's see. You gave us the Six of Swords. All right. And then we have the Knight of Swords in the middle. All right. We need two more cards, please, for the collective. And they just hit the floor. So hold on, y'all. Let me get off camera for a second. Oh, interesting. And oh, really interesting. Okay. And then at the bottom of the deck, you have, okay, the Eight of Cups. This is very beautiful story you are telling here. Got a lot of interesting energies on this table. Okay, so everyone, starting here. We start reading from the middle. So sitting here in the middle is that Knight of Swords, okay? He is this very action oriented. He's very much, he defends his beliefs. He stands up for what he believes in is what I'm trying to say. That's what I mean to say. He stands up for what he believes in, and he's almost always inspired to take action. So today seems, it's just like what we said on the cut. You got that Page of Pentacles, and then you had, I don't remember, it was one of the cups. Oh, Seven of Cups. So it was like, you're searching for meaning maybe, and searching for things. Well, this could be, this kind of plays straight into that Knight of Swords energy, because he's somebody who, once he understands what he believes in, he's willing to go out and to not say much defend. He's willing to get out there and do the work, to show up and to make his beliefs a reality, I guess is the way to say it. So this is a super, super interesting day already, because it's like you're showing up for yourself. You're showing up for maybe your community at whole. Look here, on either side, what's influencing this Knight of Swords, okay? You have your Six of Swords. So again, you've got a lot of air energy on the table, and Temperance. Now, this is Sagittarius, okay? That's that fire energy. Air energy is about, the things that you focus on and the things that you give your thoughts and focus to, so that it can become a reality, right? So when you have the Six of Swords, these are, sitting in happy, nostalgic. That's that nostalgia card, okay? So that's like childhood memories and things that make you feel familiar, but it's also a lot of times about healing, okay? So it seems like today, that you got that sitting right beside that Knight of Swords, who is this person who's really ready to go in and to do the work. So it looks like, maybe today is a good day to get in there and do some healing. Maybe healing your family, or maybe even healing some childhood memories, or working through some childhood memories or past that needs to be resolved. And then you have Temperance. Temperance is very beautiful. She is my favorite card, actually, if you want to know the truth. It's not just because she's a Sagittarius and I'm a Sagittarius. I love Temperance because she's about seeking that mental path. She's about okay, so these cups, this is hot and cold, and this is transmutation, okay? She's transmuting the hot into the cold and the cold into the hot, or alchemy, as you may know it to be, okay? But it's about finding meaning within that middle path. It's about not going to the extreme left and to the extreme right, but finding meaning right here within the middle path. And what do we mean when we're talking about the middle path? We're talking about ourselves, being in line with ourselves, listening to our own higher intuition. That's the middle path. It's not being out of alignment and going too far to the left, or being out of alignment and go too far to the right, which I know I just did that backwards, but just, you hear what I'm saying here, right? So it looks like today is about healing and getting some balance and trying to remain rational while maybe dealing with, it looks like now today is a really good day maybe to be focusing on healing maybe something from your childhood, some wounds. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of, working on your own inner child. The holistic psychologist, look her up, the.holistic.psychologist on Instagram, and probably here on YouTube, I would suspect. She has some amazing videos about healing your inner child and doing wounded inner child work. I highly, 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 highly recommend. But this looks like today is a day that you're going to be showing up for yourself, maybe doing some work. This is, getting inside your own head, dealing with, your thoughts and the energy that you're bringing forth maybe, and healing maybe some of your childhood energies that are still lingering, trying very hard to see the lessons that you learned, the things that you gained from that, not trying to, especially if you have dealt with an abusive childhood. I grew up with quite a lot of abuse, unfortunately. And it's very interesting when I talk about it to other survivors of childhood abuse. They very much, I hear a lot of, and I'm not, please, I'm not trying to sound judgmental when I say this. I want you to understand, I'm not trying to sound judgmental. What I'm trying to say is, I hear a lot of victim energy come up when we talk about this, and how we say, this impacted our whole life. And yes, it does. It does impact your whole life. And yes, you are the victim of that circumstance. But you have to be willing to take your power back, right? You have to be willing to grab that and to say, this is something that happened to me. It's not who I am. And that's kind of what I feel like maybe this is the story, because this is something I discovered about myself very young. I was able to handle the abuse that I went through, because as a very young age, I understood it was not me. I didn't do anything to deserve it. I always knew. Like, no one ever had to tell me. You know, you hear people say, you know, you didn't deserve to be molested, or you didn't deserve to be neglected, or you didn't deserve to be, you know, emotionally abused. You're right. You're damn right. I didn't. And I always knew that. But for a lot of victims of this abuse, and it doesn't even have to be something as extreme as abuse. It could be just your childhood. It doesn't have to be your family even. It could have been, you know, a childhood bully that affected you. It could have been a traumatic event from your childhood. Anything. It does not have to be abuse. It doesn't have to come directly from your family. It could have been a shitty teacher who has literally been inside your head telling you what you can't do your whole life. Whatever this is, it feels like you're going to be healing something from your childhood. And the reason is, I think that is what's on either side of this. Okay. So on the outside of Temperance, we have the number 8, Strength. And then on the outside of the 6 of Swords, we have the 9 of Swords. So again, this is about your thoughts, okay? And then you have Strength. You know, you got that Leo card, number 8. This is that infinite possibility. But this is finding that inner fortitude. This is, you know, being able to look bravely at the past and to look at it and to give yourself compassion, to have the strength. And maybe even have compassion for every single bit. You know, it's really easy, especially if you had a really crappy childhood that needs some healing, to want to blame everybody in the situation who did you wrong. And you are right to do that. If you were abused, you are right to blame your abuser. And you have every right to hold them accountable. Absolutely. But I'm asking you to forgive them. Not the act that they did. You never forgive what they did to you, not the action that they did, but forgive the abuser. And this is really important. And I think maybe this is something I understood at a very young age, and maybe this is why I was able to always kind of just move to and through it very quickly, and I never let it really play out in my life like I see a lot of people do. At a young age, I understood something very deep and profound, is that the thing that happened to me was wrong, okay? No damn doubt. What happened was inexcusable. Having said that, the person that hurt me hurt people, okay? So I understood at a very young age that the thing that they did was unforgivable, but the person could be forgiven, because hurt people. And this person that hurt me is very hurt, very broken. Something was very damaged inside of their soul, okay? And it's not my responsibility, and it's never the victim's responsibility to help the person who hurt them, okay? It's not your job to help them heal themselves. No, it is not. It is their job, and it's between them and their creator, right? And that's all it is. They got to get right with themselves, and they got to get right with them higher selves, and then they got to get right with their creator, and they got a lot of atonement to make up for those sins, right? But that does not mean you cannot forgive that broken, hurt person who hurt you. And it is so important that you do, and here's why. On the outside of the 6 of Swords, like I said, this is family and possibly healing. This is why I feel like we're healing some childhood trauma today, or working through it, maybe even coming up on this weekend. We did go into the 4th quarter moon in Gemini. So Gemini is about, oh, beautiful. I love this. Gemini, if you don't understand in astrology, just like on the color wheel, you know how on the color wheel you have the 3 colors, and then you have the complementary colors, you know, that are opposite of them, and they're the colors that go together. The astrological wheel is the same way. Just imagine it being broken into 12 pieces of pie, right? And the 2 pieces, like if you have a piece here, the piece here, and the piece here, are it's complementary. Well, Gemini, Sagittarius, and Libra are all complementary to each other. So this is beautiful, because you have the Sagittarius energy come up today on a Gemini moon, and it's the 4th quarter moon going into that new moon, right? So we're shedding, we're releasing. This is a great day to get some balance, to get some perspective over what has happened to you in your childhood, okay? Because look, you have this 9 of Swords, all right? You go from the 6 of Swords to the 9 of Swords. So you were really in your head here today. This is trauma. This is, you know, whenever the 9 of Swords shows up, this is something that causes you many sleepless nights, that causes you anxiety. It was probably a traumatic event from your childhood, because this trauma is sitting right next to childhood. So it appears that today you've got the oomph, the gumption, the want to, and the strength to be able to take an objective, healing look at the situation. You've got the strength to work through it. You know what damage lies, and maybe you don't. Maybe you're not entirely sure what all you need to work through. And the only way you can find that out is to get yourself into some alignment and to talk to your higher self. And if you can't even do that much, just get real quiet. Work on prayer and mindfulness today and meditation, and just allow that energy to release. Release, release, release. If you don't do anything, if you just need to go scream, go freaking find a pillow and scream into it. Go punch a bed. Get that energy out of you though, okay? Because today is a good day to heal. Today is a good day to release. And here is exactly the recommendation. Yeah, sure is. Look what's underneath that too. 8 of Cups, okay? You see how he's walking away from those cups? This is walking away and leaving behind the things that have caused you disillusionment and pain, and walking towards a future, walking towards something worth having. Look, right under that 8 of Cups, wait till you see what's under this, is the 2 of Swords. I mean, like I said, swords. You're all up in these things. You're in your head. You're thinking. This is making tough decisions, and this is cutting something out because it no longer serves you. You need to cut out that thing that's causing maybe a blinder to you, something that's causing you maybe not to be able to see the bright future that you want for yourself because you're still looking at the past. You need to take those blinders off and cut that nonsense out today. Heal, release, and heal. Look underneath that. What did we just talk about? We just came from that full moon in Pisces, which brought up a lot of energy and a lot of emotions. And for a lot of us, it did us in. This is the 10 of Swords. This is that, stick a fork in it. It's done. This is something that has literally just caused you completely to just feel defeated, collapsed. Whatever this situation is, it has caused a lot of sleepless nights. It's caused a lot of pain, and you are ready to just get it off. You're ready to remove that from your life, cut it out, let it go, and just walk away. Interestingly enough, underneath this 10 of Swords here, right? You go from here to here to here, and then right under that 10 of Swords is the 6 of Pentacles. This is about, being generous to yourself. This is about giving yourself some charity and maybe giving somebody else charity. Like I said, it's not always about forgiving what the person did to you. It's forgiving the person. It's having the strength to show that charity. Because when you can make room in your life, no matter what terrible thing has happened, no matter what traumatic event has happened, when you can make room in your life, first of all, to forgive that person, you now make room in your life for somebody else to forgive you. You've opened up the door of possibility for forgiveness to come to you. And isn't that what we all want? We all want to be forgiven for the times we've made poor judgment, poor mistakes. We haven't been gracious. Those times that we've been rude, those times that we've hurt, those times when we didn't mean to, and those times when we absolutely did. Those times when we were terrible to ourselves. Those times when we treated our bodies terrible. You know what I need to forgive myself more than anything in this life is for treating myself like shit. I have used and abused myself in ways that nobody else ever has. And that is the person I need to forgive the most, is myself. So when I make room to forgive others and my past and things that happened to me, maybe in my childhood, maybe in my past, when I make room for that, I allow room to forgive myself and to give others space to forgive me too. So then I no longer have that pocket of resistance created in my own life. And now my life can just flow. Okay. I hope you understood that. And I hope that made sense. If it didn't, let's talk about it down in the comments. If you haven't already, I appreciate it if you would give me a big old thumbs up, or if you wanted to subscribe to my channel, that'd be super, super very cool. And I appreciate you, and I'm thankful for you. So yes, you. All right. I post new content Monday through Friday. I hope I get to see you again. And until I do, know how much I love you, and I hope you keep on praying. Bye, y'all.